little MXPX. Life story. We're going to have some fun today, ladies and gents. Monday is here, and I know many of us love to hate Mondays. But we're going to get started today talking about why that mindset is going to hurt the rest of your week. So let's get started. Here we go.
Shut up and sit down.
The Business Bros Podcast was created for you. Learn from the business professionals who come to share their stories. Find out what's working in business and social media, what's hot and what's not, straight from the mouths of successful entrepreneurs out there doing the real work. And now, welcome to another episode of
Business Bros. Oh. A little bit of music in the background. Dude, I think life is best lived on a soundtrack.
You remember Kick Scene 96.5 here in San Diego?
Yeah.
Way back in the day, like early 90s, I want to say. That was like their motto, their slogan was Kixie, the soundtrack of your life. And I was like, hell yeah. Like if I could have a soundtrack of my, not that it would necessarily have been Kixie. Back then it was fine. But, you know, I do love the idea of having a soundtrack to my life. Is all.
Did I tell you, dude? So I play a lot of music in my classroom. I mean, a lot of music, right? Like every day there's music. And I had a teacher like come ask me like, I hear a lot of Disney music and other music coming from your classroom. Can you tell me how it relates to the curriculum? I was like, seriously? I was like, I just think life is better on a soundtrack. Like, I think my kids love coming to my class because there's music playing, music that they listen to anyways, and they tend to do more of their work that way. Oh, okay. Man,
tell me how
get the hell out of here with that.
Your curriculum?
Get the hell out of here. I want my kids to have fun in class. Dude, I had a kid who said, I've hated math for as long as I can remember, but this is my favorite class. Bro,
Dude.
That's a huge difference. If you get people to buy in, right? Change their mindset from I hate this thing to I love coming here. All of a sudden, they're willing to do more. It's perfect lead into what we're talking about today, too.
It is. And, go for it. What it says about our Mondays and Fridays?
All right. So everybody we talked to, I walked into the classroom today, right? And of course, it's Monday. I'm like, what's up, everybody? And, I'm pumped and excited, of course, because, teachers always are compared to their students, I guess. I don't know. And yeah. And so I'm looking around and half of them are still like, half asleep, barely waking up,
Is it first period class?
Yeah, first period class. And it just got me thinking, like, trying to get them to understand that Mondays, right? The Monday syndrome that they have in the classroom right now. There are so many adults out there that are still living that life. They wake up, they dread Sunday nights because they got to get prepared for Monday. They hate Monday mornings because they got to go to work. And then Friday comes around and they're like, hell yeah. They wait for that clock to tick to 5 o'clock and then boom, it's like, I'm out, right?
Boom.
Love my Fridays, hate my Mondays. But that's kind of in my mind, I'm thinking, what I told my students was like, if you find yourself in a situation where you hate Mondays and you love Fridays, you should probably be doing something else. Like you should probably shift over to like decide that maybe what you're doing isn't for you, right? Like I feel like if I'm living that life, I've conformed. You remember Earl Nightingale? Of course you do, right? When he talks about that, right? He's like, the biggest problem that people have, you talk to a 25-year-old and they're full of life. They're going to go out. They're going to conquer the world. They're going to make something of themselves, build, big buildings, make a ton of money, whatever it is. At 25-year-old, you ask every 25-year-old and that's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to become professional athletes or whatever. They're excited about life. You ask a 55-year-old or a 65-year-old and that energy, that enthusiasm, it's gone. Like, where did it go? Right. And so Earl Nightingale talks a lot about that. And he's basically saying that the reason why at 25 you're excited and at 65 you're not is because at 65 you've conformed. Right. You've fallen into line you were told your entire life that you're going to go to school, get an education, find a job, work at this company, put away for your 401k, right? Clock in, clock out, enjoy your weekends. And somewhere along the line, you said, yep, that's for me. I'm definitely doing that. And maybe you didn't mentally say that, but you've accepted that.
But that's what like our education system is designed to do. Our education system is designed to create good employees, right?
Okay, so this weekend we went to a high school reunion, then we had the bonfire, right? And so at the bonfire, we were having this conversation with our cousin Jeremy. And Jeremy and I have a very similar mindset when it comes to a lot of things, but one thing that we differ in, he's happy going to his 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Right? He's good with clocking in and clocking out, but he walks in with a different mentality than a lot of other people at his job. He doesn't walk in hating it every single day. He walks in.
He loves Mondays.
He loves Mondays. He's like, dude, I get to go to work today. I get to do this. I get to enjoy my life. That is a shift in mindset. So before we even move forward in this, where I'm, you're going to feel like, oh, he's knocking people who work at a 9 to 5. No, that's not my point here. If you decide that working a 9 to 5, being an employee is what you love to do, then great. That's really the pursuit here, is the pursuit of happiness. It's figuring out what is it, that thing that you're going to do every day, that you wake up excited because you get to do these things. The problem is when we conform and we get in a trap where now we're in this rat race for all things considered, right? Now we're in this, you wake up, you do your thing, you wake up, you do your thing, and you hate it. Yeah. And you do not like that work.
That's the difference.
James, tell me about your Navy days, dude. I mean, you knew security was there. Yep. You knew on the 1st and the 15th, the paycheck was there.
Yep.
But did you love going to work every day?
Hell no. Hell no. The Navy has its own flavor of bullshit, as I like to say. And dealing with that day in, day out was not the funnest thing. Those were definitely times when I looked forward to Friday and dreaded Monday, because, with the exception of deployments, just being on the ship just wasn't where we wanted to be. So but definitely all the security in the world, 1st and 15th, that paycheck was there. But it's funny because, you talk about that, and my best friend, Adam, he knew me, he knew the things that you and I are into. He knows, the business stuff that we do and all, the investments and this, that, and the other. And he's like, dude, it's fine. You guys do your thing. You guys get rich. I'll, mow your lawn for the rest of my life. It's fine. He's another one of those that, like, he's perfectly happy with the 9 to 5 till I'm 65 and then retire on a pension. Like, there are people that are happy doing that.
And that is the key here. What does it say? That's okay, right? Yeah, that's totally okay. What does it say about you if you hate Mondays and love Fridays? It means you're unhappy.
Right.
That's really what it means. And I think especially today, I think there are very few people who will look themselves in the mirror and say, am I happy doing this? And then if they realize that they're not, are you willing to make a change?
That's the ticket right there. Because a lot of people will ask the question. A lot of people will look at their situation and, whether it's questioning, am I happy, or just, recognizing I'm not happy. But it doesn't matter, because they won't do anything to change it. Like, you have an option. Either you find a way to become happy in what you're doing, or you find something else to do, right?
That's how it should be, especially today. Look, we've just gone through a huge lockup pandemic, right? There's a lot of people who have been displaced in their job. There's a lot of people whose job titles and what your responsibility is, where you have to go to the office, all that stuff has changed for a lot of people. And I don't know about you, man. I mean, for you, it definitely made a change. You didn't have to go to the office anymore. We closed down that location. We did not renew our lease. Everybody's working from home. I had that period of time, that good year and a half, where I was at home, and I loved it. Like, I really got accustomed to being at home. Same. Even though we were doing the teaching. It was something that I look back now and I'm like, man, I got so much more productivity out of myself when I was able to do that compared to now where I'm spending time driving here, driving there, picking this up, picking that up, doing this, doing that. It's just a lot of movement. So, looking back and now, but on the plus side, I really do love what I do. Right? I really do love showing up to the classroom and showing my students something a little bit different, an opportunity that they didn't know was even possible. I love, the light bulbs going off. I love that aspect of it. So when I wake up on a Monday morning, I'm like, dude, I get to go back into my groove. Like, I know waking up at 4:20, a lot of times I don't feel like waking up. But usually when I do, I'm like, cool, I get to take on this day. Like, and I start my mind off that way every single morning. Like, I get to
you start with gratitude, don't you?
I don't always intentionally, but in my mind, like that's one of the first things I do. I definitely am like, dude, let's do this. I get to do this today. Right? I'm trying to, and I try to do that a lot more often, is to say I get to versus I have to. Right? I have to is that mentality where I got to go to work today.
Dude,
I have to go to work.
That little change in language makes so much difference, though. It's one tiny little shift. I get to versus I have to. I can't think of it, but there's another example that's like,
I can't and I don't.
I can't and I don't. That's exactly what it was. Melina, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I can't versus I don't. I can't have this piece of cake because I'm on a diet versus I don't eat cake because I'm on this diet. Like, it's that empowerment. Like, it's not that I have to go to work on Monday. It's I get to go to work on Monday. Just that little tiny shift makes all the difference.
But it sets you up for the rest of the week. Like, I love it when I talk to other colleagues of mine, other teachers, and they're like, man, I don't know how you do it, dude. I don't know how you have that insurance agency. I don't know how you sell the real estate. I don't know how you do the podcast every day. Like, you do actually know. It's because I show up and I do what is necessary.
You make time.
Because when I wake up in the morning, I get to do stuff. Today, my calendar was full. I mean, from morning to, when I'm done with this podcast, that's probably the last one. And I've had phone calls and video calls. Sales pitches, everything. We're launching this agency through the podcast, and the calendar's booked. Appointment after appointment after appointment. And it's like I said to the people when I talked to them at the beginning, I'm like, I'm vetting you as much as you're vetting me. Maybe your business is in a position to get ready to move forward with us. Maybe it's not, but we're going to sit down and have this conversation. And it's appointment after appointment after appointment. And I could easily wake up in the morning and be like, ugh, like, dude, there's so much I got to do today. But what does that set me up for? Like, if I wake up that way, now I'm like, ugh, I got to work out today. Ugh, I got to do, I'm not going to put in 100% versus when I get up and I'm like, dude, I'm ready to rock and roll. Like, today I'm going to make a better time. Today I'm going to get through, 30 push-ups at once before I take a break. And today I'm going to, I'm challenging myself every single day, constantly, in everything I'm going to do. Yep. I knew I had pitch after pitch after pitch. And when I did my first pitch, I'm like, okay, next one I got to adjust here, right? I'm going to rephrase the way I do this. It's another at bat. It's another at bat. It's another at bat. And I know some of the people that I've talked to over the last, 3 days, Friday and today, not all of them are ready to go, but all of them gave me the opportunity to present to them. I had the opportunity. I was given this opportunity. I get to do these things. And so and now if I look into my calendar in the future, if it's not full, now I'm like, well, what can I do to get that filled up? Right? Sometimes I'm going to fill it with a sales call. Sometimes I'm going to fill it with doing actual administrative work that I have to do to get stuff done. Right? Sometimes it's going to be, dealing with the listing property the property that I have listed right now. There's all these different things that I can do on my plate that I get to do. And this is just Monday, right? Imagine what your day would be like if you woke up in the middle, whatever it was, middle of the day, morning, whatever it is that you wake up and you said you get to do a couple things. You get to do these things. And then you go out and you tackle them one at a time. Maybe some of them are at 100%. You're on fire. You rock the shit out of those. It was awesome. And some of them, well, not so good, right? But you did them anyways. And then you did it again the next day because Tuesday's going to come around the corner. You get to do Tuesday as well, and Wednesday and Thursday. And then you get this different feeling on Friday, right? Every Friday morning, we are part of the Justice League 5 a.m. call. If any of you guys are absolutely interested, but you have to be like committed because Justice League ain't no thing. We're here every single day at 5 a.m. We're a group of superhero individuals that get together to help enhance each other's powers. That's what we do, right?
Yeah.
5 a.m. call on Friday. That's Fuck Yeah Friday. Like that's
Fuck Yeah Friday.
Wow, right? So shout out to Eric Gilman. He's the one who put it together for us, and he's always there, with his Superman robe in the morning and his coffee, ready to rock and roll. But it's Fuck Yeah Friday. And what do we talk about on Fuck Yeah Friday? We talk about all the wins we've had during the week. It could be something as small as I got up every day at 5 a.m. and I joined the call, to I closed this deal, to I sold this, to I got married, to whatever it is, whatever you accomplish for the week. And I've gotten to a point now where when I get to Friday, it's not that I don't love Friday. It's that I'm almost sad that Friday's here because I have no more days of production because now I got to take the weekend off.
Now, hey, you got to take the weekend off?
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, for me, it's different, right?
You get to take the weekend off.
Right. I need to change that too. Good call.
I got you, bro. I got you.
All right. I get to take the weekend off. But that's the difference, right?
But then that's good time too, because that's time that you do these events, the high school reunion and the bonfire with family, and football season's coming up, so I'm gonna be over at your place, watching the games and drinking beers and having fun with fantasy, like whatever, like we get to enjoy life too. And that was what I told you this weekend, was like, this year I'm learning to enjoy life more. So it's, yes, we get to do all these things, but don't forget to enjoy life.
Mm-hmm.
It's important. Mm-hmm. It's important. I'm saying that to you.
Now he's telling me that, right? But it's like I told you guys, what people don't understand is what I'm doing Monday through Friday, I enjoy.
Yes.
It is work. I promise you it's work. It's work when I have to run 6 miles. It's work when I have to do the push-ups. It's work when I have to get on the sales call. It's work when I have to build the funnels out. That's work when I create the ads. Like, all that is work. But I like it. Like I feel like I'm moving forward. I feel like I'm being productive, right? When it's time to put it into action, to me, that's my game time, right? This is where I get to turn it on. When it's podcast time, this is where I get to flip the switch, and I'm excited to do this every single day. 4 p.m., we're on the show. Or when I get to guest on other shows, I mean, that's where I get to turn it on for somebody else's audience who's not used to what we're doing. Like, I enjoy those things. If I could do those all day long, I would. And guess what? I do. That's why I love Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays. And don't get me wrong, I love hanging out on the weekend as well, right? And I do, and even the wife gets on my case because if something is not booked up on the weekend, I will fill it with something that I like to do, which tends to be, for everybody else in my circle, it looks like work. For everybody else who sees what I'm doing, they think I'm working hard, and I am, but I enjoy doing it. What's that? And that's called happiness. That's my happy place. This is where I excel. If I do something really well that I'm working at, and I present it to somebody and they're like, yes, I would like to buy that. Or I do something really well and I present it and they're like, yes, that's perfect. I needed that to help my business grow. That makes me happy.
Yep.
Like that's what I love to do. So What does it say about you if you're waking up on Monday and you hate it? You have to make a change. Pam, I'm going to come back to you on this one. It's time for you to make a change. It's time for you to exit the Navy. It's time for you to go do your thing. And the choice is in front of you. You have to either sign your re-enlistment papers or sign your exit papers and become a civilian. Right? You're leaving the safety net and security of your 9-to-5. You're leaving that comfortable paycheck to go out into who knows what, because you didn't know what you were going to do at that time.
Definitely don't call it a 9-to-5. It's a 1st and the 15th.
It's a 1st and the 15th. So how do you change that mindset, right? How do you exit that? How do you get rid of that hate the Monday feeling, especially if you don't know what the next thing is?
I mean, just speaking from my experience, you know, the Navy had enough drawbacks that I didn't want to be a part of it anymore. So like that part of it was easy enough, but there was definitely a lot of hesitation, a lot of discomfort, I guess. Questions around that, you know, I am losing that first and the 15th. There's a security in that, man. That feels good to know that every single first and the 15th, I know exactly what my paycheck is going to be, and I can space that out. And I know exactly how to do, you know, my finances to make that like to the penny. I know how much I'm going to get paid. I know exactly how much I'm going to spend, all that stuff. And there's 100% a comfort in that. But I knew for myself that that wasn't going to make me rich. That wasn't going to set me up the way that I want to be set up. To the fact, you know, where here I am, the same amount of time that I spent in the Navy, I spent building my business. And now I am working. I have like a 4-hour work week, right? If you read that book, I feel like I'm living a lot of that 4-hour work week life, and I never ever would have been able to do that if I had stayed in the Navy. There's just no way. It doesn't allow for that.
So let's talk a little bit about those 7 years post Navy then.
Yeah.
Like, what was the week like for you? Did you hate Mondays? Did you hate Fridays? Did you even have Mondays and Fridays? That didn't even exist.
More along those lines. What were Fridays and Mondays? It was working every day. I had my friend Ben over last night. We're watching Star Wars cartoons, and I was laughing because it was Sunday evening, and just 4 months ago, I would have been spending my Sunday evenings doing this, my weekly planner, and figuring out exactly what I wanted to do throughout the week, Monday through Friday, to get me towards my goals. I had very vivid, very smart, right? Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, timely goals. And my Sundays were, okay, this is like when I start to get ramped up. This is when I put my plan into motion. This is where I set up my plan so that I know exactly what I need to do throughout the week. And I spent my weeks executing my plan on Sunday. So I loved Mondays because it was the beginning of executing the plan that I set up on Sunday. And I loved Fridays and Saturdays, or even Sundays. I guess it was probably more like Sundays when I was setting up my week, my upcoming week. I was also reflecting on last week, on what worked and what didn't, and adjusting so that I could make, you know, better choices, better decisions, etc.
Dude, and this is one of those things where I want to kind of emphasize the point here. You spent a lot of your time building something for you, right? Building something for yourself. And this is where, again, the capable and the willing comes into play. You hate Mondays, you love Fridays, you know you're not happy, you know you have to change something, but are you willing to do the work? A couple hours a day.
The work.
Right? This is where the reflection comes in. And I ain't gonna lie to you, dude. This is the most difficult part. Right? This part right here where you're actually doing something that you're giving up one fun thing or a couple fun things to do work for yourself. You see, you hate Mondays and you love Fridays because you're not doing that work for you. You're doing that work for somebody else, and you fool yourself into thinking you're doing it for yourself because you get a paycheck. But that's not really what's making you happy. That's giving you comfort. This is where conformity comes in. But you're not doing what's necessary to build something for you. And I know the 9 to 5 is necessary. You got bills to pay, right? You got to keep food on the table. That's great. But what about that extra time? You're so quick to jump at overtime to at a job because it pays you time and a half. But what about doing the overtime for you to build something for yourself so you can walk away? That
Oh, yes.
is what you're not willing to do. And those who are, like James, who put in 7 years of work for himself, right? Building something for himself, can now sit back, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't overnight. It didn't take 3 months, 2 months, 7 years. Can sit back and say, I work about 4 hours a week.
Mm-hmm. Not bad, not bad. I was gonna add this though. As you're talking about all of that, it reminds me of that lesson that I learned and what I always share with anybody who's getting ready to join the military. In order to be an excellent sailor, you have to do 3 things: show up on time, have a squared away uniform, do what you're told. If you can do those 3 things, you will be a grade A, top-notch sailor. You'll be fine. You will have a long, prosperous 20 plus year career. You can retire, you can take the benefits, you can do all that stuff. Show up on time, squared away uniform, do what you're told. If you just do 10% more, you are an outstanding sailor. Think about it on the other side. You can go to work 9 to 5. You can go to get the overtime, right? You can do all of that stuff and be fine. You'll have a 20-year career, a 30-year career, whatever, however long, till 65, you'll put away your 401k and you'll do all these things and you'll be fine. You'll be good. You'll be straight. But if you want financial freedom, if you want to be a cut above the rest, do that 10% more. That's all it takes.
I love that, 10%. So, Richest Man in Babylon by George Clayson, I think his name is.
Yeah.
I think it's George Clayson. Talks about putting away 10%. And the way he lays it out in the book is very simple. When you put that 10% away, that is your money. And the way he describes your money is you cannot spend it on things that you want. It can only be spent to increase its wealth. So you can only use that money to make more money. It's not 10% that goes away for a car. It's not 10% that goes away for your first home purchase. It's not 10% that goes for those beautiful shoes that you want. That's not what it's for. That 10% is yours. Some of you have mastered
first.
Pay yourself first. Some of you have mastered the 10% in your income. So you do that. You put 10% and you put it in your 401k. You put 10% and put it in a real estate investment trust. You take 10% and you invest it in whatever it is that you're investing it in. But how many of you are taking 10% of your time? Right? 10% of your time, 24 hours in a day, that's 2.4 hours. So almost 2.5 hours. Are you willing to take 10% of your day and take it and claim it as your own?
Damn.
Right? It's your time. You're never going to get it back. It's gone. So are you willing to invest that time to grow as an individual? Maybe you want to get your mind right. So you start picking up books and you start learning about, NLP, or maybe you want to start learning about business, or maybe you want to start learning how to write books or write fantasy books. I don't know what your life is like, what makes you happy, but you're taking that time to invest in that. Or maybe you want to slim up. Are you taking that 2.5 hours and you're starting to condition your body and maybe meal prep and learn about what it takes to get your body in the right state, right? Or maybe you're taking that 2.5 hours and you're starting to build a side hustle, something that maybe is only going to make you $5, $10, $20 at the very beginning per month. But as you build it, because you're adding the 10% every single day into that, you build yourself up, all of a sudden that side business is making you $500, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, whatever it is. It takes effort. It takes work. You are capable, but are you willing?
Man.
Good episode.
Good episode. There was something I was thinking of, but it slipped my mind already. So forget about it.
Lightning has struck his brain.
Lightning struck my brain and then it fizzled out.
It fizzled off. All right, ladies and gents, that's what we got for you guys today. So what does it say about you? If you hate Mondays and you love Fridays, it usually means you're not happy and you need to make a change. Take a look in the mirror. Tell yourself, commit, make a decision. A decision means to cut off all other options. This is your choice now. You're choosing to be happy. What does that happy look like for you? Take 10% of your day and invest it in yourself, just like you would take 10% of your income and invest it in your financial future. Take 10% of your time and invest it in you. Whatever it is that makes you happy, start to develop that and enjoy the rest of the week, because Mondays are going to come around and you're going to have the best time ever, only if you invest in you. All right, ladies and gents.
That's what it was. 10% of your time now for 100% of your time later.
Love that. That was perfect. All right, ladies and gents, we'll see you guys again mañana. Peace. And we're out.
Thank you for listening to the Business Bros Podcast. Are you looking to get more clients or to increase your income? Hernan, the business bro, can help you generate referrals through the power of podcasting. And James, the insurance bro with Pipeline Insurance, can help you effectively add insurance to your existing business. If you are ready to create wealth today and generational wealth for tomorrow, email businessbros@seeusfirst.com to schedule a free consultation or join the Business Bros Network, www.businessbros.biz.